welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having good. Okay, so I recently came across this post on Instagram, and it's like @T_SFEA, and it's basically like something I've seen repeated. Bruh, the economy isn't even real. We literally made it up. Just let people have food. What the fuck? I was born into this dumb fucking world against my will, and now my life gets affected by whether a line goes up or down. People starve because of weird, sad fantasy. Grow up. And I just think it's so true. Even the so-called adults of our world need to grow up, and unfortunately that is not happening, and all of us, really, I shouldn't just say that, are stuck in a world where we feel like the rules are set and change is difficult to implement. And I can understand that not everyone is going to be rich and not everyone's going to be completely comfortable. I think it all goes wrong when people are trying to justify human indecency and having governments neglect their duty to their people, because you could easily blame it on people being lazy. And with this COVID shenanigans, we've seen so many people just up for eviction, losing their homes, losing their jobs. For a lot of people, it was a choice of, do I go out there and hustle and still get to eat and still have to pay my rent? For a lot of people who don't get assistance, or should I just stay indoors because the government is telling me to stay indoors and there's a social pressure for me to stay indoors? I guess my point is that there is a lot of rules, economic, political, social norms that govern our society and the way we view things. And there's always an excuse for why the government can't take care of its own people. First of all, the government serves the people, not the other way around. You have all these narcissists in power who just have this God complex. It's almost like, when they're there, they're like celebrities, but in reality, they should be so accessible to people and be serving to their people. And it just seems like they're so far away from that. And to be honest, I don't think they know what they're talking about. I don't. I really don't think they know what they're talking about. It's like a game, to be honest. And my view is everyone deserves life. Everyone deserves, if you're born on this planet, there should be nowhere you cannot go, where you cannot establish yourself. But it shouldn't be so hard to have basic human rights and to have us bend the rules for life and understanding and empathy and just human decency, and wanting people to be happy and wanting your people, especially as a statesman or a president or a minister, to see your people not struggling and not starving. Why is that so difficult? I do not understand. And to me, it's every man for himself. Yeah, we know we are running the race and it's a rat race, but are we so programmed that we can no longer see that part? Because I know a lot of people see it, but it's just the reality of activating change, especially with our generation. Everything's on a mobile phone and everyone's got an opinion on something, but there's no real push to make things happen or figure out what the system really is at its core. I don't think it's a great system. I wouldn't say I'm a socialist, but there's also this thing about if you're a socialist, that's such a bad thing. How can you be a socialist? When you're under the social economy, everyone is equal and everyone's the same. And
we animals are brothers, large or small, clever or simple, fur or feathers. Now and forever, all animals are equal.
You won't be able to progress. How would you like living in the same house?
Communism promises people a better life. But far from elevating people to a new level of equality, communism treats people worse than animals. Any nation that rejects human rights in the name of political ideology, even if the ideology promises equality, is on the road to oppressing people.
Okay, no one's saying we don't want better for ourselves. If those who want better do better, but there should be a social system in place that takes care of your citizens for every country, so we can avoid things like mass immigration.
Alongside the pandemic, there have been cultural pressures.
And places being taken over by immigrants and people feeling threatened, and then civil war breaks out.
If our border force and our government can't protect this border, then the people must.
To land is to if you're in a place and your government is not taking care of you, and they don't have a social system that works, and there's corruption, that is a problem.
The economy works like a simple machine, but many people don't understand it, or they don't agree on how it works, and this has led to a lot of needless economic suffering.
Because there's always an excuse, and the excuse is in the lines in the economy, this, that, and that, and if we do this, that's something. It's not that hard, bro. Give people fucking food. Let them eat, let them have shelter. Treat them with respect, give them decent wages. Don't treat them like idiots. I don't like being treated like an idiot. But then again, maybe it's my fault for not being more political and for not doing things. But I feel insignificant, I feel small, I feel like just me here, And then when it comes to people, it's so complicated. And why? For what? It doesn't have to be, but it is. But why does it have to be capitalism versus socialism? Why can't we create our own system that's in the middle? And not saying it's that easy, but I'm just saying some things. I think the answer is a lot more clear if you're an empathic human being. It starts with caring and loving for you, caring and loving your community, caring and loving your country. And we might as well not have a government if they're an organization that is basically standing as a representative of you and your people, but are self-serving. That makes no sense. I think it's important to pay government people well so that they're less susceptible to bribes and corruption. And if they're getting paid well and they're still stealing from people and not helping people and not seeing how they can implement change, that's really sad. That is very, very sad. And it happens all over the world. It's not just in Africa. It's happening everywhere. And it's just, I think, an ego and narcissistic culture.
The psychological definition of narcissism is an inflated, grandiose self-image. To varying degrees, narcissists think they're better looking, smarter, and more important than other people, and that they deserve special treatment.
Very self-serving, and we don't have to be like that. And I think COVID has done a good job in separating us and making us feel like we're all going through our own struggles. And anyway, but if you can have love, you can go so much further. And you don't get to take any of that shit that you made on Earth to your death. And it's great to say I lived on Earth and I killed it. But I think the social impact is so much more. I'd like to live in that way. There's community, and you feel there's a community. And there's a love for people, and you feel that there's a love for people everywhere, globally. And yeah, we have a long way to go, but it doesn't mean just because it seems so far-fetched, we can't try. Anyway, that's basically all I have to say for right now, and catch y'all in the next video. Cheers. Keep it cool, keep it kush, keep it kinky.
I can only view you through reflection. You are done.